Hello, friends. Today we are celebrating International Women's Day 2025. We are claiming equality. We are claiming our power as our birthright. And today I'm going to offer a call to action for International Women's Day. We have a beautiful goddess that represents liberty and justice for all, not just privileged white men. Today, women, feminists, and our allies stand together as a powerful force to celebrate International Women's Day. We know that gender equality is not political, it is not religious, it's just basic common sense. Any ology will tell us that it is a good idea to regard, respect, and protect the feminine of your species. We gather not just to commemorate the great feminists that came before us, but to claim what is ours, which is protection under the US Constitution and recognition of our true, authentic power as our birthright. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Equal Rights Amendment. I'm going to talk about a new sort of feminism, which I call 5D feminism, based in unity, based in the idea and the notion that we are raising to a higher level of consciousness than our founding fathers had access to, and that we can choose to move to a higher level of consciousness and not just protest, but be the love, be the embodiment of equality. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the Equal Rights Amendment. The Equal Rights Amendment is constitutional equality under the US Constitution. It is the 28th Amendment that has been fought for since 1776. We, the people, ratified the 28th Amendment in January of 2020. One of the biggest challenges we have is the lack of awareness that we already have full constitutional equality under the US Constitution. What does this mean? This means we don't have to beg. We don't have to plead for incremental rights. This is something that feminists all over the United States and all over the world are doing right now. They're begging for incremental rights. I say that this form of protest is absolutely a waste of our life force energy. In the United States of America, the ERA is the 28th Amendment to the Constitution. It's a victory that is long overdue. This enshrines legal protections for all genders and affirms that equality is not a privilege, it is a right. Okay, so the ERA is a testament to our relentless pursuit of justice, and it's really a love letter for women, for gender equality as a guiding principle of our country. It doesn't just uplift women and girls, it uplifts all genders as equal. So this makes every person in the United States equal under the US Constitution. Yet our work is far from over. Implementation, enforcement, and cultural transformation remain our call to action. US women and girls stand at the forefront of this revolution. We are committed to co-creating a world of equality, unity, and justice for all by being the love, being the equality. We refuse to accept the projected timeline that estimates full gender equality by 2158, 5 generations from now. That is unacceptable. The time for change is now. We must accelerate progress, dismantle systemic biases, and embody gender equality in every aspect of life, spiritual, personal, and professional. So where did feminism come from? The US feminist movement is one of the greatest civil rights movements in all of history. It really actually came from a legacy. It was the first women's conference in 1848. 68 women and 32 men signed the Declaration of Sentiments at Seneca Falls, demanding fundamental rights for women. including the right to vote, educational opportunities. Women were not educated at the time. The right to own property and earnings. So at that time in 1848, US women couldn't own property, we were property. And if we wanted to leave our abusive husband or male relative, we'd be lucky to get away with the clothes on our backs, and we would not have access to our children. That is absolutely where we were at. And so what the ERA is protection under the law, free from discrimination, from the mother of all documents, the Constitution. So the ERA, this was, okay, so we're talking about the rights and sentiments. This was more than just a list of demands. It was a revolution. The Declaration of Sentiments echoed the US Constitution's promise of equality, exposing the contradictions in a nation that declared liberty and justice for all, but denied it to women. The Rights and Sentiments is a love letter from feminists who came before us. We now find ourselves again part of a revolution we call re-evolution. We are their dream. We are their prayer for humanity. We won. And together we ratified the ERA, gender equality under the US Constitution, equality for all genders, uplifting not only US citizens, but all of humanity. We are not separate. That's an illusion. And from this bold declaration came the ERA. This is a direct descendant of their vision. Today we inherit their legacy, and we had 4 waves of feminism and amazing women like, Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Stanton. What their work, they dedicate their life to this work. And it's our duty to complete their work that they began. So the ERA is basically this, super simple. The United States or any state cannot discriminate based on gender. That's it. So we cannot be discriminated against based on gender. This means we have body autonomy. We have right to our own body. We have right to privacy, just like men. We don't need to fight for that. The ERA is already ours. And our president has done everything he can to sabotage it and has been very effective with his bully consciousness methods. So today we're celebrating our victories and igniting action. We declare that now is the time to celebrate our victories, amplify our voices, and ignite action. We rise in joy, movement, music, and honor the power of our collective energy. I'm not into protesting. We're not into protesting. We're into celebrating unity, celebrating equality. Okay, we need to speak out, use our voices, have open dialogue. Power. This is not about power over. This is about collaborative power. This is power of working together with the masculine, with our allies. We won't simply hope for change. We are here to create it. This year, we introduce the People's Department of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion. That's you. This is a grassroots initiative embedding gender equality into policies, practices, and everyday life. We must accelerate the momentum to transform equality from an aspiration into a reality. This requires that we embody equality. So I'm going to outline a strategy for 5D feminism. We're stepping out of the victim narrative, out of the Stockholm syndrome. If you don't know what that is, Stockholm syndrome is a pathological response where the victim develops bonds with their abuser or captor, and they try to emulate them, despite being in a threatening or abusive situation. Okay, and then also distrusting people like me with anger and meeting them with anger. That's a very common response. Being angry is a very common response. Okay, so this is about creating devotion to the feminine and realizing that the feminine is within all of us. Here's 3 guiding principles shaping our path forward. This is a radical idea. We're one family. This is non-dualism, humanity. We have the same mother, Mother Earth. We are awakening to higher levels of consciousness. So if we look at how far we've come for feminists in the past 50 years, it's absolutely mind-blowing. We choose to, and this is a choice, we're here to awaken to a higher level of consciousness. The cool thing is, and the opportunity is, that we now have transparent corruption. We have transparent misogyny, sexism. We have transparency in racism and colonialism. We didn't always see that. We see that now. And we, the people, are rising up. We're choosing something else. We're not just fighting against, we're not resisting. It's about being the love. So that's the second one. Do you think we're awakening to a higher level of consciousness? That's a question for you. You're here for a reason. So we as humanity can choose to flow with this evolution of consciousness, fighting for equality rather than against outdated systems of division. This is from the inside out. We're creating peace on earth from the inside out. This is about the divine masculine as you define it, and the divine feminine as you define it, creating inner peace. That's the foundation. Okay. This is going to happen on a micro, so an individual, and a collective level, and it's happening whether you think it will or not. Okay. So this is our movement. We say that now is the time to accelerate action, amplify unity, peace, and claim the world that we all deserve, that our children deserves, and Mother Earth deserves. In gratitude, a world where gender equality is not just possible, it's inevitable. Together we rise. Together as women we thrive. And humanity we thrive. Women claim full equality and full sovereignty globally. We're claiming our power. We're here to rise. Now is our time. Together, we got this. Thank you for your time. Namaste.